Hello guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys 4.1 division of polynomials. So the division of polynomials is used to change the form of rational functions in higher orders polynomials. Steps for dividing a polynomial by a monomial is to divide each term of the polynomial by the binomial. You want to divide the numbers and the coefficients. Basically, it's the coefficients, the main numbers, and you also want to subtract the exponents. And you always want to remember to write the appropriate sign in between the terms. So I'm going over to the next screen and showing you guys of how I'm going to do it. Okay, so this is the binomial that we're going to divide. You want to first, we have 16 x to the sixth power minus 12x to the fourth power plus 4x to the second power divided by 4x to the fourth power. So you want to divide each part by 4x to the fourth power to find your solution. So that's what we're going to do next. So now we're going to divide each of the sections into its own part. So we're going to do 16 is going to be 16 x to the sixth power divided by 4x squared minus 12x 4 divided by 4x squared plus 4x squared divided by 4x squared. Okay, so the polynomial on the top has three terms, and the answer has to have three terms. So 16 divided by 4 is going to be 4. And also in the previous steps before, you have to subtract the exponents. So it's going to be 6 minus 2, so it's going to be x to the fourth power. And notice that we have a subtraction sign. Always remember your appropriate terms. Okay, so change it back to the color. And we're going to do minus, and it's going to be 12 divided by 4. Which is going to be 3. Then 4 minus 2 from the exponents is going to be x to the second power. And notice for this one, that's a plus sign. So we're going to put a plus sign. And then it has 4 divided by 4, which is 1. It's basically not going to be anything, but you still want to put the 1. And x squared minus x squared, and that cancels that out. So our answer is going to be 4x to the fourth power minus 3x squared plus 1. So notice how the numbers, the coefficients were divided, and you want to notice how the exponents were subtracted, and you want to notice how the last term was reduced to 1. Okay, next we're going to do long division. And steps for long division is going to be 1, rewrite as a division problem. 2, look at the first term of each polynomial, divide the first term of the divisor. Write this answer on top of the division sign. Next, 3, multiply the term you just wrote on top by the divisor. And 4, subtract by adding the opposite. 5, bring the next term of the dividend down and repeat the steps to the 5. And 6, the remainder is written as a fraction with the divisor as denominator. So the next screen, I'm going to show you step by step how to do it, so I won't seem all confused here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to divide x minus 2 divided by x squared minus 3x plus 2. In the first step, you wanted to put it into the division problem. So we're going to do x minus 2, and then divide x squared minus 3x plus. Okay, so just in long division, you're going to divide this. Okay, so we're first going to look at the higher order polynomials, and we're going to start off here. So we're going to see how many times does x go into x squared, right? So it's going to be 1 because x squared divided by x equals x. So it's going to be x up here, and then we're going to multiply it. So we're going to times it. So I would write it. I write it as this to help me out. So I would do x times x minus 2. So it's going to be x times x, which is x squared, and then x minus 2, which is going to be minus 2x. So we're going to do x squared minus 2x. And remember that we're doing the opposite. So this becomes minus 2x, so that's automatically going to change that out. And this is going to change to a plus sign. So it's going to be 1x. Okay, so now that we've gotten this far, we also have to, once we got to this far, we're going to have to bring this down. And this is going to be plus 2. Alright? So next, we're going to see how many times does x goes into 1x. So, and it's only 1. So we're going to put 1x minus 2 I'm sorry, my hands are kind of ugly on here, but make it look as pretty as possible. And to also think about it, how many times does x goes into x? And you can just write it as x, as we did in the last one, in the previous step. X divided by x will give you x, right? So it's going to be 1 x minus 2. Okay. Remember, this is a parentheses, just looks ugly. Okay, so it's going to be 1 times x is going to be 1x, and 1 times negative 2 is going to be minus 2. And we're also going to put on the top minus 1. So it's going to be 1x minus 2. And remember, we're also doing the opposite. So it's going to be 1x minus 1x, so it's going to take it out, and plus 2 minus 2, and our remainder is going to be 0. So our problem is going to be, solution to this is going to be x minus 1. Okay, so next we're going to synthetic division. Synthetic division is a shortcut that can be used to divide a polynomial fx by x minus k. You should get the same result with synthetic division as you would with long division. I like synthetic division better than long division because it's more quicker and you can find more solution better than trying to find the solution long division. So the steps for synthetic division is 1, identify the value for k. Then 2, put k in a box and then write the coefficients of the polynomial fx to its right. Be sure to put in a 0 for any degree that is missing from the polynomial. That is also to remember. Copy the first coefficient of fx in the second row, add the first and second row, and put below the next coefficient of fx in the second row. Add the first and second row and put the result into the third row, and you repeat the process. The last number in the third row is the remainder. The other numbers are the coefficients in the quotient and descending powers. So now I'm going to show you the next screen of how we're going to do this. Okay, so we're doing the same problem as before, so it's going to be x squared minus 3x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. So I had to find the value of k, so I did x minus 2 equals 0 and x will equals 2. And I will put 2 in the box. So I have 2, then I have 1 for x, negative 3 here, and positive 2. So what I'm going to do is bring this 1 down. 1, 2 times 1 is 2, so 2. Then negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Then 2. 2 minus negative 1 is going to be minus 2. Then cancel this out and it's going to be 0. And we're going to have the same solution as we did for the previous problem for long division. It's just that x means for 1. So your same solution is going to be x minus 1.